Jungle.
She's so systematic. Popping pills, she's such an addict. Pulling up in foreigns. Got that panic on my arm. Cuban link came with the charm. She's so systematic. Popping pills, she's such an addict. Pulling up in foreigns. Got that panic on my arm. Cuban link came with the charm.
Yo, what's up, man? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy J Love with Sour Milk Podcast. And man, oh man, y'all won't guess who I got in the building. Now, this is a for sure legend, 912 legend. I'm talking about legend, man. We got your boy Durty in the building. Yeah. What's good, man?
What's going on, man? It's your boy Durty, man, from the west side, you know what I'm saying, 912 Borough, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm here, man. I'm here. Glad to be here with my big dog, you feel me?
All right, man. So what we want to do, man, everybody out here asking, everybody want to know about you. They see the music, they see the movement, but what we want to know is the man behind the music, the man behind the music, the man behind the movement, the legend, man. So what we gonna do is we gonna start from the beginning, man. We're gonna start from the beginning, man. Where you from?
Yo, I'm from Statesboro, Georgia. Born and raised in Statesboro, Georgia, off the west side. At 912 cross the tracks, you feel me?
Cross the tracks, Statesboro, Georgia, 912. Yeah. Now, for those who don't know, where is Statesboro located? Where can we find, if we want to visit Statesboro, where can we go?
You know, Statesboro is like close by Savannah, Georgia. I know everybody know and heard about Savannah, Georgia. So it's like, it's real close, like next door neighbors. So if you hear Savannah, most likely you're going to hear Statesboro, Georgia. Mostly Statesboro, Georgia is known for Georgia Southern College, which is the Eagles, the Flying Eagles.
All right, there we go, man. Georgia Southern. Shout out to Georgia Southern. Shout out to Statesboro there, man. Then you said you from Crosstown, cross the tracks. Now, what is that? Where is that at?
Man, that's the west side, you know what I'm saying? When you cross them tracks, you on the west side. Like when you coming down, you know what I'm saying, in the city, when you cross them tracks, you cross them tracks. That's what we call the west side. So the west side is 912. That's what we represent. We call that zone 3. Like, you know, Atlanta got zones, but the borough got zones too also. You know what I'm saying? So we from the west side, Statesboro.
All right. Now, how would you determine what's west side Statesboro from the west, from the rest?
How we look at it, you know, like, you know, you got your thing. You got the north, you got the east, and you got the west, and you got the south. So when you coming in, you make that motherfucking left. You know what I'm saying? You're on the west side. If you coming from like 67 or 16 somewhere, you coming off that exit. When you just bear on way down, you come through the town of Statesboro. When you get over in front of the courthouse and bend that left, you heading towards the west side. That's where you're going to see. You're going to see them tracks.
All right. There we go. All right. So we're going to dig into your life right now. So let's say all from the beginning, man, up to age 10. What was you like up to age 10? Like, what was your life like? How would you describe yourself?
Man, you know, coming up in the borough, man, like, I was an athlete, you know what I'm saying? I was, like, into sports and everything. Like, that's the only thing I believed in was sports and basketball and football, baseball. Anything you could name that had something to do with sports, my name came through in it. So, you know, like, that's just how I was raised. Like, my family, they was in the sports real hard and everything. So I came from a good family, good background. So that's just what it was. Like, at that age, I was just, like, all focused in the sports and everything.
All right, what was the main sport you played? What was your...
Man, football was my main sport. Yeah, football my main sport. But I ended up and had... broke a collarbone, you know what I'm saying, in football. So I ended up going to basketball. So when I went to basketball, like I was, like, really unstoppable. And, like I got... Man, I can't really say about it, but like in basketball, I was that in something. Yeah. It used to be so bad sometimes, man, I'd be on the court, man, like I used to tell folks, man, call Michael Jordan sometimes. That's how I was, you know what I'm saying? I was on it.
So you was out there doing them all.
For real.
Already. So how would you describe yourself? Like, what kind of person were you in school? Like early, up to age 10, like what kind of person were you?
No, like the side of the, like, in the west side, you know, like, it was like crime and violence and everything going on. So like I was one of them like little guy like running around in the neighborhood. Like I ain't gonna lie, I love the sports, but at the end of the day, man, I ain't like school. You know what I'm saying? It just was something about it. Like it feel like if I went to school, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got to be in there all day. But if I'm out in the streets, I ain't gonna miss nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I got my ear to the street, my eyes, you know what I'm saying, watching everything. So it was like it was just like, oh, I was just one of them kids in the hood that were running around and everything, you know, just trying to look at everything and see how things were going, man, in my city.
All right. So you pretty much jumped off the porch pretty early.
Yeah, I jumped off the porch early, man, real early.
All right. What age would you say?
Man, I say probably like 13 or 14, man. I was out there, man. Like, man, I was trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get $1, man. I'm trying to take stuff to the pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get money I'm trying to make it happen.
All right. So, what made you want to jump into the streets?
Man, I used to see a lot of older guys that, like, say for instance, like when I used to walk to the corner store, I used to see like older guys at the store, like just post up hustling and everything, counting money and everything. I'm like, dang, man, I know if these dudes here doing this, man, I can do it also. Like, man, like I know everybody. Like I see all the junkies and stuff. I see all the dealers. So I'm like, dang, if they can do it, why I can't do it? They getting money. So only thing I seen, like, they just used to count money. And in my mind, I loved that money. So I had to pick up that trade for the old school.
So, all right. So we're at age, let's say age 10 to 15. Between that age, you would say that's when you started hitting the streets, started hustling.
Right.
All right. So, what was your hustle?
Man, my hustle, like, I try like, back then we called it Mary Jane, which is weed, you feel me? But as I looked at it, weed was like, it moved too slow for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, nobody, like, everybody had it, so it was like, man, I can't move this right here. Then I messed around, met an OG, he was like, listen, man, bro, you need to just start dealing with that white girl. I like white girl. What the white girl? He like, man, you know, man, put up your nose, like, man, like you, like that where your money gonna come from. So I like words. So like I hooked up with this old OG, and like he started blessing me with the game. And like when I started seeing how everything was flowing, and he showed me the game how to like make it happen and do this. Like I'm like, man, this it. And so when I took that craft there, man, like, man, I was unstoppable in the streets like that.
All right. Now, did first hopping into the street selling, you know what I mean? Were you fearful? Were you kind of like anxious? What was the feeling of your first time getting out there?
I think when I made my first sale, it was like, dang, it's easy. So when I seen that first sale, and then I seen the second, the third, fourth, fifth, I'm like, oh man, I'm finna do numbers in this right here, because at the time I ain't on no police radar or nothing. So it's like, man, it's time to get it. So like I might get me a little package and everything. I'll flip it. Then I'm like, dang, money growing like this. Police ain't on me. I'm finna showing up, put my feet in the ground hard. And so it's like I went harder and harder to like, man, like the money piled up.
How long did it take you to get to the point where you was like, all right, man, I got it now?
It was to the point, I think when it got to the point, like, when I'm in the kitchen now, whatever, like, when I learned how to use a Pyrex and a microwave, that was it.
It was over.
I was too far gone, you know what I'm saying? I was too far gone. Like, money in the bag, you know what I'm saying? Grocery bag.
Now, would you say that that form of work is addicting?
It's addicting, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, that shit, like, man, I really don't know how to put it, but like when it come and it pile up, it like you can go to shopping, you can spend about 5, 6, 7, 8,000, wake up the next morning, it's right back there. So you know, like the money was plentiful back then. Like I ain't had no problem with it. Like when I seen how that happened and the money come right back, I like, man, this it, man. I don't want no 9 to 5. This it.
All right. Now, what's the biggest misconceptions about dealing?
Man, it's like, As I look at it like that, man, it's just the risk though. You got the robbers, you got the popos, man, you got other folk that like try to set you up and everything. But like when you taking a risk with it, it's a risk like this is what it is. It's penitentiary change. You throwing rocks at the door, which everybody tell you, but it's a gamble. You either win or you gonna lose. But once you get to that point, you feel like when you didn't got enough, like get that money invested in something else.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I was greed. Greed took over.
All right, let me ask you this. What was the most amount of money that you ever made at one time?
Probably one time in a day, I probably made like about 80,000.
Ooh.
80,000. I had one of my homegirls go drop it off for me one day. She was like, "How much money here?" I said, like 80,000. She said, "Oh my Lord." She said, "I can't believe it." She said, 80,000. I said, "Yeah, go take this to the crib for me and put it to the side or whatever." Like, man, she was nervous. Like, she ain't never seen that much money in her life, but like it was plentiful. Like, I had like 80,000 like in a grocery bag, and I gave it to her to go drop off for me. But yeah.
Now, have you ever got robbed?
I don't really call it rob. I really call it a joker really trying to penny pinch. You know what I'm saying? Like a joker come, "Hey man, let me get this, let me get that." You get it, he snatching and run. You know what I'm saying? But like I was raised up on Ivy Street, you know what I'm saying, right off West Main. You know what I'm saying? For a while, you know what I'm saying, to the day I die. But you know, it's like jokers like they didn't really play with me, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time we were young. Joker had money, but where we was trapping and hustling at, it's like it was always 20 or 30 guys all around at all times.
Yeah.
So if you really come slacking and trying to come on Ivy Street, and really you got to like have a pass to come through on Ivy Street. If you ain't had no pass or nothing, you couldn't even walk through on Ivory. Only way you can walk through on Ivory, you had to be buying some shit. Like other than that, you not buying, you not coming through. We turning
There's
you
no
around.
Reason you being around them.
Right.
Y'all had it locked down.
Yeah, we had it locked down. We had a lot of motion, man. We had a lot of motion.
All right. Now let's say high school. How was you in high school? Like 15, 18. How would you describe yourself?
In high school, I was laid back. I was real quiet and everything, into sports and everything. So it's like I wouldn't have really been recognized at the high school, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because I was in the sport. They know me by sports. But at the end of the day, when I was in the street, it was silent. It was like I was a silent killer, you know what I'm saying, with it. But as everything going, they're like, that's why I didn't make it. I made it to the 11th grade and everything, but the streets really got control over me. And I like, man, like, I ain't with the school. They ain't giving me no money. So, like, I'm in the streets.
So you really hopped out, and really hopped out, like 11th grade, you quit school.
Yeah, 11th grade. Then I ended up going to Jersey, living with my auntie, you know what I'm saying, Liz, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying, just passed. But that's where I went to Jersey with and started playing sports up there. So I had a lot of colleges looking at me in basketball, like King College, Rutgers, Brunswick, you know what I'm saying, like college like that, just looking at me for basketball. But when I went up there, I was still in the streets because I'm in the city now, so it really turned. So I was like, man, just left all the school alone and just like really dedicated my time to the streets.
So how was the transition going from Statesboro, Georgia, to New Jersey?
It was a big transition because, you know, when we in the South, you know what I'm saying, it moved kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? But when I moved up north, it's fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with all type of, you know what I'm saying, Haitian, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, black, you know what I'm saying, white, everybody up there. So it's like you got a different culture up there of people, like everything up there, just like everything moving fast. You got all type of people like speaking different languages and everything. So it's like really here in Georgia, like mostly everybody gonna speak the same language and everything. That's about it.
All right, how long did you stay up there?
I probably up in Jersey probably like 2 years. Then I end up getting in some trouble and everything.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, it's over with, you know. It's over with.
So what happened in Jersey?
Jungle. She's so systematic. Popping pills, she's something addict.